All right, let's talk about something they just don't teach you in school, right? How to actually manage your money. If you've ever felt kind of overwhelmed by your finances or just lost, this is for you. We're going to build your very first budget from the ground up, step by step. No jargon, just a simple plan.
So, real quick before we dive in, I've got to do the official thing. Think of this as your friendly guide, like a blueprint to get you started. It's all for educational purposes, not official financial advice. So make sure you do what's best for your own situation. Okay? Let's go.
So, does this sound familiar? You get to the end of the month, you look at your bank account, and you have that sinking feeling. Wait, where did it all go? It feels like it just vanished.
If you're nodding along right now, I want you to know you are so not alone. It's kind of crazy, right? We learn all this complex stuff in school, but the absolute basics of what to do with a paycheck, nope. So if you feel like you're starting from scratch, trust me, you're in good company.
So, let's flip the script on what a budget even is. A lot of people think it's about restriction, like a financial diet, but it's not. It's about control. A budget is a plan that lets you tell your money where to go instead of scratching your head wondering where it went. It's you taking the driver's seat.
All right, ready for step one? It's the foundation for everything, and it's super simple. We just have to know our numbers.
And the most important number, the one we start with, is your take-home pay. This isn't your big salary number. This is the actual cash that lands in your bank account after they take out taxes and all that other stuff. This is the real number we have to work with.
So just pull up your last pay stub. That's where you'll find it. Now, what if your income bounces around every month? Here's a great tip. Look at the last few months and use the lowest amount as your starting point. That way, you've got a built-in buffer. And hey, if you've got a side hustle bringing in consistent cash, make sure you add that in too. Okay, so we know what's coming in. The next and maybe most eye-opening step is to get really honest about what's going out. It's time to list out your expenses.
And I mean everything, from your rent to that coffee you grab on the way to work, to that streaming service you kind of forgot you were paying for. The simple act of writing it all down with no judgment is so powerful. Honestly, just this awareness alone is a huge win.
Now, to make that big list a little less intimidating, we can split it into two simple buckets. On one side, you've got your fixed expenses. These are the predictable ones that are pretty much the same every month. Think rent, a car payment, your phone bill. And on the other side, you've got your variable expenses. These are the ones that change, like groceries, gas, and how much you spend going out. And here's a little heads up. When you see all of this laid out for the very first time, it can be a shock. You might look at it and go, whoa, did I really spend that much on takeout? That feeling is completely normal. In fact, it's good. That little jolt of surprise is the first real step to getting back in control. Okay, so we've got our income number and our big list of expenses. Now what? How do we organize it? Well, we're going to apply a really simple, really effective guideline to give it some structure. Meet the 50-30-20 guideline. It is such a great starting point. Here's the idea. About 50% of your take-home pay goes towards your needs, the absolute must-haves. Then 30% goes to your wants, the fun stuff. And a really important 20% goes towards savings and paying down any debt. See? Clean, simple, and easy to remember.
Let's make it real with an example. Let's say your take-home pay is $3,000 a month. Using this guideline, you'd aim for around $1,500 for your needs, like housing and utilities. You'd have $900 for your wants, things like going to the movies or hobbies. And crucially, $600 would go straight to building your savings or knocking out debt.
But listen, this is super important. This is a guideline, okay? It's not some rigid, unbreakable rule. If you live somewhere with crazy high rent, your needs might be more than 50%, and that's okay. The goal here is just to be intentional. You can tweak these percentages so they actually fit your life.
So we've built the plan. But, a plan that just sits in a drawer doesn't really help anyone. The final and maybe most important piece of this whole puzzle is turning it into a super simple habit. And I promise, it only takes about 5 minutes.
See, a budget isn't something you just set up once and then forget about. It's a living thing. And the absolute easiest way to keep it working for you is with a quick, painless weekly check-in. This is what keeps you on course without feeling like some huge chore. It's this simple. Just pick a day that works for you, maybe Sunday night before the week gets crazy. Open up whatever tool you're using and just spend 5 minutes looking at what you spent last week. That's it. You're just checking in, creating a little rhythm. And you don't need to get fancy with this. You could use a free app, a really simple spreadsheet, or, hey, even just a notebook and a pen. The specific tool you use is so much less important than the actual habit of checking in every week. That's the real magic.
And just like that, you've done it. You've built the whole system. From here on out, there's no more guesswork. You are officially in the driver's seat.
So let's just recap that blueprint for financial control. It's 4 simple steps. Know what's coming in, get honest about what's going out, apply a simple guideline like 50, 30, 20, and then build that tiny 5-minute habit to track it every week. That's the whole game plan. You seriously have everything you need now. The mystery is gone. No more wondering where it all went. From this day forward, you are the one who gets to tell your money exactly where it's going to go. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What's your single biggest money challenge right now? Because just naming it, just identifying it, that is the first and most powerful step you can take to solving it.